Be smart. L.O.T.S approved meter. Don't shoot the messenger podcast. Let's get this intro going right. That part. That part. This is episode number 58, y'all. I need the people to come inside the building. Yeah, we on late today. Once again, a little bit late, maybe 15, 30 minutes late. Don't kill me. That part. L.O.T.S approved media. I am the incomparable, the author imitated but cannot be duplicated, the one they took their style from. I'm the elected, the appointed. All right, voice of the streets. This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. If you didn't know, and I just want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 58, the most dangerous podcast in the world. That part. Let me get some bombs. Some gunshots, you heard? Hold up. That part, I see people in the building. You guys, as soon as you come in the building, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the like button and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're in the building, you heard? That part. Paul Bizzle. Shout out to Paul Bizzle, my brother from another mother. All right? That part. Let this room fill up. You guys leave a comment in the comment section. Let me put Bizzle up here, man. Hold up, man. Family in the building, you heard? Yeah. We live. That part, planet, goddammit, you heard? Hold up. That's my partner in crime, planet, goddammit. You know what it is. Yo, listen. Very, very eventful week. We're about to cut this intro music off. Bada bing. Like I said before, I'm the incomparable, the author imitated but cannot be duplicated, the one they took their style from, all right? Bada bing. I am the elected, the appointed, the one they took their style from. Once again, this is powered by L.O.T.S approved media, and this is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 58. That part. Let me get some more horns for that. Why not? Some gunshots. How about some gunshots? And let's drop a bomb for that, all right? Why not? Like I said, it's the most dangerous podcast in the world, and you guys soon find out. All right. Sometimes it takes people to catch on. It takes a little time to catch on. Now, listen, this is a very, very eventful week. Nonetheless, all right. So we're gonna speak about Mrs. Jada Pinkett. Yeah, that part. You know what Jada's doing. All right. So Jada's been speaking about Tupac and all that. We're gonna speak about Miss Jada Pinkett. Let me go to my list, all right? Because there's a lot of things we gotta talk about today. All right. So we're gonna speak about Meek Mill, all right? Meek Mill, let's type it up for Meek Mill. All right, you guys, what I'm doing, I'm clapping up for Meek Mill because Meek Mill just got his charges. I think they just, his charges? They dismissed his charges, all right? So, you know, Meek Mill with the whole thing fighting his case, and it looks like they actually, I don't know if his record got expunged, but basically, it says a criminal felony record has officially been cleared after getting pardoned. All right. So after Meek Mill got pardoned, basically his felonies is no longer there no more. They wiped it. All right. So we got to applaud that. Shout out to Meek Mill. That part. Shout out to Meek Mill. Also, you see Spotify, you guys, there's some bad news out there for those that be using Spotify. For the cats that be trying to get paper. I understand what it is. It's hard out here. And I know the jouet is the jouet. All right. But nonetheless, Spotify will no longer pay. Spotify will no longer pay you if your song does not make minimal number of streams starting 2024. So in 2024, Spotify, they're changing their rules and how you guys are accumulating your numbers with streams. All right, and that's for the jouets. All right, now there's another thing we speak about. This mother who spent over 7 months searching for her missing son discovers that police killed and buried him without telling her. All right. That's something that was in the news that I seen. I want to speak about that also. Also, we gotta drop some bombs. Hold up. I need some bombs right now. All right, U.S. Justice Department investigating NBA for antitrust violations targeting Ice Cube's Big Three League. All right, so shout out to Ice Cube nonetheless. You guys know Ice Cube has that Big Three League, and it's like the NBA's been hating on, bruh. But it's like Ice Cube is finally making some leeway right now, all right? So they're investigating the NBA. Now, okay, shots fired also. We're going to speak about Michael Irvin. I know, all right, Michael Irvin has a son that raps, all right? He goes by the name of King Tut. And Irvin feels like King Tut, the subject matter that his son is using, he shouldn't be using that type of subject matter because he grew up with some money. So the kid is a silver spoon, according to Michael Irvin. The kid is born with a silver spoon. The kid grew up with a silver spoon. Nonetheless, the kid, if you hear how he raps and all that, you're going to see he talk about drills and all that shit, all right? So he's talking some hood shit, but he's trying to say he's not from the hood. He's actually from the suburbs. He's out the mansion, all right? Nonetheless, not out the trap, but he's out the mansion. We're going to speak about that too, all right? I don't know if that's hating or what, coming from your own daddy. Now, CBS exclusive, we're going to speak about that Jay-Z interview. All right. Also, Busta Rhymes' new studio album release, produced by Swiss Beats, Pharrell, and Timbaland. That part, we gotta clap it up for Bus. Let's clap it up for Bus. Hold up. All right. That part. Also, Cardi B having sympathy for Tasha K. We're gonna speak about that. Cardi B is thinking about basically not pursuing that $4 million that Tasha K owes her. For some reason, she has a sudden change of leaf. She has sympathy for Tasha K. Tasha K was seen crying and stuff like that. And it might be a good thing. We'll speak about that also. Nonetheless, also, we're going to speak about the people that were killed during this main massacre, all right? Mass massacre. Over 22 people that were killed and 13 people were injured. So it's some serious shit here. Now, we also going to speak about Young Miami, all right? Young Miami went on the Breakfast Club, and Young Miami seems to believe that she deserved to get that BET award. Now, for best podcast. So let's start right there. All right, you guys. Hold on. These lights in here making me a little bit sweaty. That's why I got to keep that trusty rag. Now, listen. Young Miami, this is home team, all right? So first of all, I just want to say shout out to Young Miami, shout out to on their new project, shout out to JT, RAW, Raw Ass Whores, that's the name of the album, all right? Nonetheless, Young Miami went on the Breakfast Club, and I don't know how you guys feel, but she sat down with Charlamagne, and which she said that she deserves to get those awards that she's been receiving for best podcast. Let me hold up, man. I mean, hold on. No, matter of fact, let me get that record. That's what I need right there. I need to learn this machine too. Now, this is what I got to say, man. I understand that she feels that there's a demand for what she does. All right. According to Young Miami, when she does her podcast, the line is around the corner. But because that line is around the corner, does that mean that she deserves all the accolades that she's receiving? All right, we're gonna dig a little bit deeper. Shout out to Pierre Latin Lemire. All right, shout out to Peter Billy. Hold on, man. Peter Bully, hold up. I can't even get into this, all right? I got to shout out my dog. Shout out to P. But nonetheless, all right? So now, Young Miami feels like she deserves to get those podcast awards. I don't know how you guys feel. You guys tell me. When you see Young Miami, right? Yeah, definitely Planet. When you see Young Miami, do you guys think that she deserves to get those awards that she's receiving for podcasting? Do you guys find her podcast captivating? All right, is she that dynamic? Is she that is what she brings to the table that important? Is my question. Now, when I'm looking at Young Miami show and I see what she's doing, she's speaking about a lot of relationships, all right, things of that nature, and I don't find her to be that dynamic, right? I don't find her to be that captivating, but maybe it's just me. Because she said she has a line around the corner for her. What P.S. saying? I never listened to her podcast. Facts, though. I never really listened to her podcast. I only listen to the excerpts when she's speaking about something that, there's certain thing that's clickbait, all right? So when you're speaking about relationships and things that we have in question, I might listen to that. But overall, the overall content, it's not that captivating. So I think we in agreement, P. I don't know, like you guys, I want to know you guys' opinion on that. Nonetheless, she says she deserves the awards that she's receiving. All right. And she feels like she doesn't deserve the ridicule that she receives for receiving these awards. But Young Miami, when you're getting these rewards, right, in comparison to the competition, to the landscape out here, there's a lot of other people that are doing great podcasting. Shout out to Drink Champs. Drink Champs is amazing. All right. And I find it hard to believe that her show is more captivating, more interesting than Drink Champs. Now, Mind you guys, this is my opinion. I still need your opinion because the subject matter that she has, her subject matter is there's a demand for that, right? Because we do want to know about these relationships. Even me as a man, sometimes I'd be curious to know about certain things that's going on, right? Because there's a lot of rumors that need to be dispelled or be confirmed nonetheless. So I give her credit for that, but I'm still not seeing what people seeing in Young Miami as in the rewards that she's receiving. Now, let me tell you, hold up. Shots fired. Now, there's a reason I said shots fired. Charlemagne alluded to that. Charlemagne alluded to Young Miami that her boyfriend, so-called boyfriend, I heard that they might be broken up at this point. Who knows? They're always on and off. You know how it is in this day and age. It's very toxic. But they're trying to say that Diddy's buying those awards from BET. They're saying that the price of an award from BET is very cheap. All right. Now, to Young Miami's defense, she said there's other platforms, there's other awards that she's been getting beyond BET. So is it a unanimous thing where other platforms that she's receiving rewards? Does that validate what BET giving her that award? I'm still confused at this point. And a lot of us are confused, but I'm not an expert in the market, right? Because there's different markets for different things. And obviously there is a demand for what Young Miami does. So I'm a little bit confused, but asking me, in my opinion, I think there's way better podcasts other than hers, right? Definitely, I would go with Drink Champs. I think Nori definitely deserves. We can clap it up for Nori. All right, let's clap it up for Nori. Facts. All right. We gonna Facts. We gonna clap it up for Nori because Nori does deserve that. All right. You guys do me a favor. As soon as you come in the room, make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. Do me a favor, share the podcast. Hit that like button. Don't be a ninja watcher. That's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher because that's just a hater. And you definitely want to be one of these. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a peeping time. If y'all know what they do to peeping times, stay out of jail. You won't have to find out what they do to peeping times. All right. And we call this wiping feet on the rug. Just hit the like button. It's a real quick, just hit the like button. Same way you do at your grandparents' house, you wipe your feet on the rug because you know you got dirt and mud and bacteria on your feet. So what you do, you wipe your feet on the rug and you show respect, right? Show respect in the house of the L.O.T.S approved. Utilize your manners and hit that like button for me. And once again, share this with everybody that's on here. I need you guys to share this. I'm going to be going on more at 7 o'clock. I know I'll be switching up the times that I'll be going on, but we're going to be way more consistent with the time that I go on. All right. Now, like I said, Young Miami's receiving these awards, and there's a lot of skepticism behind her receiving these awards, and they even alluded to P. Diddy buying that award for Young Miami. Shout out to Tosh in the building. Big up to sis. I see you, sis. That part. You know what I mean? So shout out to Young Miami nonetheless, because for Young Miami to even be considered for an award, you have to give a credit, some type of credit for that. So I do give Young Miami some type of credit. Now, we're not going to stay too long on this, just moving right along. Hold up, man. We got to talk about Jada Pinkett, this whole Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, because I'm very, very confused at this point with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. All right. Jada Pinkett, as of recently, there's some new reports that's coming out. She had some new interviews in which I think Jada Pinkett is on a campaign. She's actually on a tour. You know what I mean? I think she has a book. So she just read a book. So that's the reason why she's disclosing all this information. Some of this might be clickbait. Jada Pinkett just might be just clout chasing at this point, right? Because I was under some understanding that I wasn't aware of before. Now, most of us were under the impression that Jada and Will Smith were together, right? Well, she dispelled that as of recently when she said that her and Will Smith were not together for were separated for 6 to 7 years. All right. Now, that was confusing because we didn't know that they was actually separated. New information. But some new information has unveiled. Miss Jada Pinkett. It's looked like she just has so much things to say, and she's actually controlling us like a puppet right now because she's disclosing things purposely to gain more sales for her book. Right now, Jada Pinkett said that after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, she got back with Will. All right. Now, that's sad to me. All right. This whole thing that Will Smith has with Jada Pinkett is kind of sad. First of all, how can slapping somebody like Chris Rock get you back your girl? That's very hard to believe that slapping somebody is weak, as that appears to be weak. the man can't be no more than about 125 pounds soaking wet. All right. And for you to slap somebody that appears to be weak, to all of us, we don't look at Chris Rock as a gangster, nor has he done anything that would make us think that he's a gangster. So how could a man slapping and somebody physically inferior, how can that get your woman back? I'm still kind of lost in Jada picking her approach with Will Smith and how she judges Will Smith. So once again, she said after Chris Rock slapped Will Smith, she took Will Smith back. So though we thought that they were separated, because she told us that last week, they're not separated. They're actually back together. And we have to give thanks to Chris Rock. Chris Rock sacrificed his face for Jada Pinkett and Will Smith's relationship. Now, I seen something where Rick Ross came on. Rick Ross said that he has to rethink about, he rethinks about getting married. He has to reconsider getting married at this point after how Jada deals with Will Smith. So a lot of us men at home, you know, that kind of strikes a nerve with us when we're looking at this, right? I don't know how to look at Will Smith, because Will Smith is always seemingly weak. Will Smith doesn't seem like an alpha male. He seems like a beta male, right? With all the accomplishments that he has, you would think that he's an alpha male, but Will Smith's more of a beta. So the way I look at it is Jada Pinkett is actually running this relationship and not Will Smith. All right, so I don't know. Will Smith definitely he might be happy at this point because he got back his wife, but at what expense? You lost your dignity, right? And I think they said a wise man once said, like, your dignity is the worst thing you could lose in your life. It's not even losing a member of your family or somebody that you love. Your dignity, to lose your dignity is the worst thing that you could lose in life. And I agree with those sentiments, because how can you survive? How can you live? How can you thrive without dignity, right? It's basically it's a life, you stuck with a life of misery. That's a life of misery when you don't have no dignity. And when I look at Will Smith, it seems like he's lost a lot of dignity. All right. Shout out to Mitchell Williams. Shout out to everybody. But I see people pouring in the building. We got to slow down a little bit because I'm seeing people in the comment section. I want to address everybody in the comment section. All right. First of all, shout out to Mitchell Williams in the building. That part. I see you, my G. Facts, though. Nah, bruh. That part. Shout out to Tracy Sanchez in the building. That part. All right. Shout out to Rudolph Balmere in the building. That part. All right. Shout out to Tosh Sis in the building. That part. You know what I mean? And once again, shout out to Pierre in the building. That part. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Now, Mitchell Williams, what you saying? Nah, bruh. Can't call him a beta without knowing him. Bullet. What? Okay, now listen. How you gonna compare? How would you say Will Smith is an alpha? First of all, to be an alpha, you have to be a leader, right? I don't find Will Smith to be a leader. I don't see Will Smith leading. I don't see nobody following in Will Smith's footsteps, right? I don't see nobody that has the confidence to say that Will Smith is their leader. We as men, we look down upon Will Smith. Me being an alpha, if you know me, right? I don't see Will Smith as a leader. And a leader is going to recognize another leader. Real recognize real. So I'm kind of confused at this point, Mr. Mitchell Williams. All right. But he said that he thinks that Will Smith is a what's the name? He thinks that Will Smith is an alpha. Who else in the building thinks that Will Smith is an alpha? Y'all need y'all to light up this comment section, because Mitchell Williams says, nah, bro, can't call him a beta without knowing him. Bullet. That's what Mitchell is saying. But I want to see anybody else in the comment section. How many people agree with Mr. Mitchell and think that Will Smith is an alpha male? Because in order to be an alpha male, you have to be a leader, my brother. You know what I mean? And he's definitely not a leader. And nobody's following behind Will. The younger generation, I don't see none of the niggas in the hood following behind him. I don't see nobody in Hollywood coming to his defense. If he was an alpha, more people would be coming to his defense, right? All right, my man, the number paid actor for what does getting paid have to do with being an alpha? I'm confused at this point. You got to elaborate a little bit more. I'm giving you a chance here, all right? Who didn't he lead? Who did he lead? Who did he lead? Who? Who's it? Let me say something. I'm gonna shoot you some bell. What you gonna say, Nick Cannon? Nick Cannon is probably the most, bro. Nick Cannon is probably the only person that you can even say that followed in Will Smith's footsteps. that probably would even agree with what we're saying right now. Other than that, I don't think nobody else in their right mind would consider Will Smith a leader, as in male, as a male figure. I'm not speaking about his acting capability. I'm not talking about his money. I'm not talking about his accomplishments. All right. I'm talking about being that person that people want to follow in your footsteps, that people could feel trust, that people trust in your decisions, right? Do you think that Will Smith's making the right decision by staying with Jada for 6 years to be with a woman and be subject to all that ridicule? A woman that's constantly admiring another man that's passed away over 20 years. Tupac died at the age of 25, 26, I believe, right? Tupac died in 96. I went 2023 with 23, 96, 27 years ago. And you consider Will Smith a leader for that. You consider Will Smith an alpha like that. I don't think an alpha could fall second to any other man. When you're an alpha, it's a certain position that you play. You're at the forefront. An alpha can't really be in the back, right? An alpha is used to taking charge and taking lead. Why? Because he's the strongest of the pack. I don't find Will Smith to be the strongest of the pack, to be honest with you, right? I'm confused at this point, but shout out to Mitchell anyways. I appreciate you. This is an unbiased platform. It's an unbiased platform. So if you feel like that, there's no problem with that, all right? But we're not going to stay on this for too long. But once again, they're back together, all right? So after 7 years of separation, Will Smith and Jada are back together. And she said subsequently she took Will back the night that he slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. You remember that Jamaican slap he gave him from back here, right? When he ran up on Chris Rock and slapped him from back here. And he said, keep my wife's name out your mouth. That part. So that's what got Will Smith. So what Will Smith needs to do, he needs to look out for Chris Rock, because Chris Rock saved his life. Because at the end of the day, if Will Smith would have put his hands on somebody more gangster, it would have been a different outcome. Now, I'm not saying Will Smith is soft. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Will Smith would just get beat up out here. I'm not saying that either. But what I am saying is slapping Chris Rock, that's a weaker vessel. Chris Rock is not no gangster. Chris Rock is not aggressive neither. All right. He has no history of putting his hands on people being aggressive. So for him to slap Chris Rock and for Jada's pussy to get wet because Will slapped Chris Rock, that's a bit strange right there. That's a bit strange. We're not going to stay too long on that. We're going to move on to the next subject. Now, you guys, I know you guys have seen as of lately, there was a shooting that took place in Maine, all right? That's on the news, everywhere on the news. Basically, this man he's an army. This man's out the army. I think he was in the reserves or what have you. This man's responsible for killing 22 people. There's 22 people dead and 13 people injured, right? I think today they identified all the victims that died in the shooting. But nonetheless, it's a different time in this country, and anytime these type of things happen, the gun control is always a concern when these type of things happen. So remember, the right to bear arms is this is the reason why we love America. This is what America was founded on. All right, the right to bear arms, the right to defend yourself. All right, so when these individuals do these things, our rights are at jeopardy. All right, I think the man is still at large. All right, there's a massive manhunt for this man, and we got to take in consideration that this man is out here. Him being in the army, he might have survival skills. So the man might be able to survive out here, all right, and live off the land. We just don't know. And I just want to say condolences to all the families that lost their loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And prayers to everybody. Prayers to the people that were injured, all right? And we pray that you guys have a speedy recovery. But nonetheless, this shooting took place in Maine. Once again, 22, I think, or 23 people dead. I think the approximate number was 22 people dead and 13 people injured. All right, something tragic, y'all. Very tragic. Now, we're not gonna dwell on that for too long. I want to go into this Ice Cube. Now, you guys, you know Ice Cube. Ice Cube has been battling the NBA. Ice Cube has this thing called the Big Three. All right, now the Big Three is the only thing that's going to rival the NBA at this point. So the Big Three, just to give you guys a rundown of what the Big Three is, these are a lot of athletes that were in the NBA that no longer perform in the NBA. They no longer play for the NBA, maybe because they just ran their course, right? But Ice Cube's giving them an opportunity, so we got to clap it up for Ice Cube. Hold up. Facts. Now, you guys, Ice Cube has the big three. Now, this is an NBA league that consists of three on three matches, right? 3-on-3 challenges. Now, Ice Cube has had this league for a long time, and this skepticism starts to settle in as to why Ice Cube has been his success has been gradual, right? And there's reports that's been coming in that the NBA has been trying to slow Ice Cube's progression down, and this I think there's evidence that's presented themselves. Now, let's go ahead and speak about this. Give me one moment. Oh yeah, we're gonna speak about that Jay-Z, and we're gonna speak about that Michael Irvin. All right. Hold on. All right, so with that being said, the NBA is basically hating on they're hating on Ice Cube, right? They said that the NBA broke an antitrust law. Now, I don't know what that term means, but what I'm gonna say is the reason why Ice Cube is having this meteoric rise, ascension with his is because the NBA is trying to slow Ice Cube down. Now, this is the power of owning your own industry. We don't own our own industries, right? Rightfully so, we're a part of industries. A lot of times we are part of everybody else's industries, but we don't have our own industry. And you know the power in having your own industry. Imagine if we had our own league, right? We can call our own shots, and we can depict how we want our leaders, how their image is depicted in the media, right? Because when you're dealing with the NBA and you're dealing with these white folks and their leagues, however they play it, however they describe you, how they project your image, you have to be comfortable with that. But now we can take our own image into our own hands, right? We can own our own leagues, but obviously you're going to meet some type of resistance, and the NBA is being cited for that. They're investigating the NBA right now. All right, so they're basically saying they broke some antitrust laws, and Ice Cube has been saying that. And I just want to give a shout out to Ice Cube because Ice Cube said he doesn't want no help from the NBA. I think the NBA been trying to get in Ice Cube's pockets, but Ice Cube keeps denying. Ice Cube keeps rejecting all the offers because Ice Cube knows what he has. All right, so nonetheless, it looks like Ice Cube might in the near future, dog. Ice Cube is going to be rising, and this whole big three is just going to get bigger, right? I think a lot of people are enjoying his league. And you see, when we sell things, when black people are part of things, we are the best promotional tool. You see what Deion Sanders in Colorado was going on, right? Deion Sanders is able to get all these A-list celebrities to come out to these games. Now, mind you, when you're speaking about Colorado wasn't projected to win that many games this year, right? So it's not the projection, it's not the quality of the players that brings the people out. It's black people bringing people out. So we are the number one promotional tool when you're talking about advertising and marketing. Black people help market any type of industry, right? They utilize us. But when are we going to utilize ourselves? So once again, I think the same way that Deion Sanders he got celebrities coming out to the games, the same way that Ice Cube is going to have the same thing. I think Ice Cube can have the same results, right? I can imagine if Ice Cube stops getting the type of hate that he's been receiving, the type of the attention he's going to garnish. Because at the end of the day, if Ice Cube's league gets bigger, imagine how rappers are going to cling on to the league and they're going to market his league and promote his league. And it's just going to get bigger. Like I said, we're the salt of the earth, right? We're the number one marketing tool. So I just want to big up the Ice Cube, and I just want to clap it up for Cube one more time. All right, let's applaud Ice Cube. That part. Now, you guys, do me a favor. Make sure everybody in the building is sharing this podcast. All right, this is episode number 58. All right, this is the Don't Shoot a Messenger podcast. Once again, don't be a ninja watcher. It's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's just a hater. And you definitely don't want to be a peeping Tom. If y'all don't know what they do to peeping Toms, just don't go to jail, and you won't have to find out what they do to peeping Toms. And make sure you hit that like button when you come in the building and show respect of the house of the L.O.T.S approved. Same way you walk in your grandparents' house, you wipe your feet on the rug, right? That's a sign of respect. Please do that here in the house of the L.O.T.S approved also. All right? Now, you guys, we got way more subjects to talk about. Let's run through it, all right, on this Good Friday. And I'm happy that you guys are in the building with me today. This is a blessing for us to even meet up today on Friday, all right? Now, let's talk about this Cardi B and Tasha K. Now, you guys, Cardi B and Tasha K have had this long, ongoing battle, all right? Shots fired back and forth. Hold up. Shots fired back and forth. So I know you guys are all familiar with Cardi B's lawsuit with Tasha K, because Tasha K said that Cardi B had herpes and all types of shit, all types of lies, but it didn't actually come from her mouth. But Tasha K had some girl that Cardi B used to be in a strip club with. This girl used to dance with Cardi B, and the chick went to hating and saying all types of shit, right? So the girl basically said, shout out to Aid Aldolph Alibi in the building, all right? Yeah, that part. Shout out to everyone in the building. Now, once again, Tasha K, $4 million lawsuit. Cardi B sued Tasha K for $4 million, all right? And Cardi B won that suit. Now, the suit was based upon a defamation of character. So once again, Tasha K went on a campaign to try to tear down Cardi B's image. I don't know what prompted her to do that. I don't know what compelled her to do that. But nonetheless, Cardi B sued Tasha K. Now, during this lawsuit, Tasha K was eluding Cardi B, meaning Cardi B won the lawsuit for $4 million. Tasha K owes Cardi B $4 million. Tasha K went as far as to fly to Africa, all right? So she went all the way to the motherland just to get away from her what she owed Cardi B, right? To get away from her debt. They even said that Tasha K put money inside her husband's hand just to elude Cardi B, elude paying that debt. Well, it looks like Tasha K has reached the end of her ropes. Now, a WAC 100 had some investigation going on Tasha K, in which they were able to find out that Tasha K was hiding some money, right? She was hiding some money. Allegedly. We're going to say allegedly she was hiding some money. But nonetheless, it looks like they found the money. They know that she's actually putting some money. They know that she has the money. Now, fast forward to now, it looks like Tasha K is finally realizing what she's doing. Tasha K, I want to give a shout out to Tasha K for one, because she was crying the other day. All right, she had tears. And it's like she has a change of heart. And it's ironic because Tasha K just was on somebody else's show. She screamed on Joe Budden because Joe Budden would not release this interview that she did. And I guess she's basically seeing what her actions has caused her, and she's seeing that she's not going to win in this matter. So I think Tasha K actually, she just got broken. I think spiritually she just got broken, right? And she's trying to tell Cardi B she's going to pay Cardi B the money. Now, Cardi B's every day, Cardi B, you see new things in the headlines. Cardi B is calling out. And Tasha K, I guess she's getting a taste of her own medicine. Tasha K even went as far as to tell Cardi B, I am going to pay you, but I don't have it all. Now, she say that she looks like she got money. Tasha K says she makes it look good. She makes it look like she got a lot of money, but in actuality, she doesn't have that much money. All right. She apologized to Cardi B. Now, this is big. Tasha K apologized. If you guys know Tasha K is very unapologetic. Last time I heard Tasha K, she said she loves snitching on people. Last time I heard Tasha K, like she had no remorse for nobody. So I don't know what happened, why Tasha K all of a sudden had a change of heart. Why all of a sudden she has remorse. Now, is it subsequently because it's just the pressure of the money that she owed? Did the money actually break Tasha K? That's my concern. I'm not able to. I don't know why she's having this change of heart, because I don't find her to be apologetic. Tasha K is non-apologetic, but nonetheless, she was crying. And it's like she touched Cardi B in the heart. All right, so Cardi B went as far as to say, Cardi B said that she has a lot of money, so it's not about the money. All right. Cardi B looks like she wants to have some type of, she's showing compassion for Tasha K at this point. Cardi B saying this whole situation has been lasting too long, it's been dragging too long. She wants to put this behind her. All right. Now, first of all, I want to shout out to Cardi B. For Cardi B to have a change of heart and knowing that she was targeted the way she was targeted, and to still have remorse for Tasha K, that says a lot about Cardi B. All right. Now, I'm wondering, do you guys think Tasha K, do you guys think Cardi B should forgive that debt that Tasha K owes? Do you think Cardi B should forgive her for that $4 million? I'm not sure, because I'm not that remorseful. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm learning, I'm growing, because they say you got to exercise compassion, right? Because you're a human being, right? Just because you're a human being, you need to exercise compassion. And I feel that too. Sometimes I do need to exercise some type of compassion. I agree with that, right? But sometimes it's the thing of, when you think about it, what if it was the other way? Imagine if Tasha K was able to actually tear down Cardi B in the eyes of the public, and Cardi B record sales suffered because of that. Imagine if Cardi B mentally was distraught because of what Tasha K was saying. What I'm trying to say is Tasha K, how she affected Cardi B, it could have been irreversible at one point, right? So I gotta give Cardi B a lot of I gotta give her flowers and her respect, right? I give Cardi B a lot of credit for her to find compassion for Tasha K, because I don't know if I would have found compassion for Tasha K like that. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, I want to give a shout out to Cardi B. You know what I mean? And she's exercising compassion, and I feel her on that. And maybe she doesn't want to drag it on no longer, because that's what she's basically saying. But Tasha K seemingly, back to Tasha K seemingly was genuine when she was saying she apologized to Cardi B. And Tasha K even went as far, she said that she spoke to Nicki Minaj. Now, this is big. Tasha K said she spoke to Nicki Minaj, in which she told Nicki Minaj that she should squash her beef with Cardi B. Why? She says that Nicki is a vet. Nicki's been through everything that Cardi B is going through. So who would be better to give Cardi B advice than Nicki Minaj, right? And now I want to give Tasha K some credit there, all right? I want to give Tasha K some credit. So it's like this. As much as Tasha K was hating, as much as Tasha K gossips, as much as Tasha K attacks and targets people, right? She's actually trying to mend certain situations. So you got to give her some type of credit. You got to give her some type of credit. As far as she went this, she's going to, it's the two ends of the extremes, right? She's attacking people, but now she has to change her heart. She's trying to mend people. She's trying to mend relationships, right? And I got to give her credit, man. Shout out to Tasha K for that. Shout out to Tasha K. And like I said, I'm not sure if I would have been so remorseful to Tasha K, but I might not be the best person to judge that, because I'm not a very remorseful person. Once you cross the line with certain things with me, you kind of stuck over there. I'm learning. I'm growing. Give me time. You know what I mean? I'll show more compassion in the future. But if anybody knows me, I don't really have compassion for the fuckery. You know what I mean? You come for me, you target me, I'm going to target you. And I don't care what happens to you after, right? And you know what it is. I come from hard times. You know what I mean? You don't really get a second chance with me. But that might change in the future. Why? Because I see what Cardi B's doing. I like what Cardi B's doing, all right? And I like what Tasha K's doing, all right? I like the new change of heart with Tasha K. Tasha K needs to keep going in that direction. Keep going in that direction. All right, let's address this. I want to address this comment section. Shout out to Sharika Edwards in the building. Hold up. That part, true team Cardi B. All right, she says she's team Cardi B. Shout out. And I'm a dude, and I'm still team Cardi B too, but I'm team Nicki too. Shout out to all the chicks. I don't got no horse in that race. All right, Paul Bizzle. What Paul Bizzle saying? All right, Paul Bizzle said, I think it's the principle. Long as Tasha K got the point, Cardi B didn't need that money, and Cardi B is a stand-up woman. Shout out to Paul Bizzle. I agree with you, brother. That part. All right. What's up, my man? Planet, goddammit. Levels of success can humble a person. Facts, though. Certain type of success can humble a person. I agree with you on that. You guys, make sure you guys are hitting that comment section. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. And make sure you guys are sharing this. Like I always tell you, every shepherd has his own flock. All right? You got people that admire you. I need you guys to share this and let them know that we're live right now. Everybody in the building, Mafia, I need you guys to share this right now. That part. Thank God that we're here on this Friday, you heard? This is a blessing from God that we're able to meet every Friday at 7 o'clock for the L.O.T.S approved media Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. And this is episode number 58 once again. All right, that part. So once again, I want to give a shout out to Cardi B. Big up to Cardi B for even considering forgiving Tasha K, for taking into consideration. Hopefully these ladies can resolve the situation. And even better than that, hopefully Nicki and Cardi B can start considering squashing their situation, because that shit is going too far. Because it's not Nicki and Cardi B that's getting hurt. It's the people that love these people that are getting hurt. All right. The Nicki's husband getting involved. Now Offset getting involved. You got other parties getting involved that didn't even start the situation, right? And that's usually what happens. So hopefully this can get resolved. So I agree with Tasha K on that. Now, moving right along. We don't want to stay on that too long. Let me see, man. Listen, man. Hold up, man. Hold up. My good people, listen, shots have been fired. Shots fired. Listen. All right, you guys, you already know Michael Irvin, the NFL legend, Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin has a son called King Tut. Not King Tut. What is his name? Tut. what was Mark? Let me see what his name is. Oh, Tut Tarantino. Excuse me, Tut Tarantino. Now, this is what's happening. Now, Mike Irvin calls on his son, Tut Tarantino, for capping in his raps on national ESPN. So, if you guys seen, Michael Irvin was on ESPN and he was speaking about his son. He got a son that goes by the name of Tut Tarantino, like Quentin Tarantino's Tut Tarantino. Now, if you hear Tut Tarantino's raps, you would think he's the most gangster people in the world, gangster person in the world. And I'm gonna give him some credit. The nigga can rap too. I listened to some of Tut's music. Tut can actually rap. So we gotta give Tut some credit, all right? Now, Michael Irvin went on ESPN, he started speaking about his son. He said his son is straight capping. That's all cap. His son grew up in a mansion. His son grew up with a silver spoon. Ain't nothing gangster about his son. And I'm adding a little extra, but basically that's what he's alluding to. Some would say that's hating. Now let me tell you something. In my opinion, why would you even shit on your son like that? Even if that's the case, who are you to condemn your son? All right. I understand you made him, but that's why they say, dog, even though you make your kid, that's God's child. All right. So you got to be careful. A lot of people think because they make kids, they can say whatever about their kids. They can lead them in any direction how they want. They can raise their kids how they want. They can talk about their kids how they want. And I'm not in agreement with that, though I don't have no kids. Right. I'm still not in agreement with that. Michael Irvin even went as far as to say that his son is speaking about his life. Now, I don't know Michael Irvin for being a gangster. I've never heard Michael Irvin's stories. I might be wrong. I don't know if he has any books that he's written, but Michael Irvin saying that his son is rapping about his life. Oh, that's a bit presumptuous and it's a bit obnoxious, I would believe. But nonetheless, what effect is this having on son? Because I haven't heard his son respond to him as of yet. But one thing I do know, his views must be going up. Michael Irvin's son's views have to be shooting through the roof right now. And like I told you, I got a chance to listen to the music. I had to actually listen to the music and see what this man was talking about. And when I listened to Tut Tarantino, he got some fire music. We got to clap it up for Tut. Hold up, man. Let's clap it up for Tut. All right. So contrary to what Michael Irvin's saying, I understand that's your son. Contrary to what he's saying, your son got some fire music. Now, what's the difference between your son rapping about what he's talking about and these other rappers capping out here? What's actually the difference? What's the difference? That their father's not speaking on them? Is that the difference? Because it seems like the only difference is him actually putting his input on his son. Now, remember, these are different times that we're living in right now, bro. When you talk about somebody, you actually clout them up. When you diss somebody, you focus on somebody, and you do it on a level of ESPN, all right? So it's coming from Michael Irvin, all right? So you know his voice is amplified. Then you on the ESPN platform. This is a big platform with a lot of millions of viewers. So what you just did was a promo run for your son. This shit was shot all over the internet. So every platform is speaking about Michael Irvin and Tut Tarantino. So I know Tarantino must be dancing in the money right now. And if he monetized his page, then Tut Tarantino hopefully is getting paid off of Michael Irvin saying what he said. Because I want to see Tut Tarantino win. The man actually has the talent. Now, am I condoning the subject matter that he's using? Maybe not. But who am I to judge? You know they say one finger pointing at you. You point one finger at somebody, what you got? You got 3 or 4 fingers pointing right back at yourself. All right? So you got to be careful with judging people. Especially, you got to be careful with judging people. So I don't know, what you guys think? Should they give Tut Tarantino a chance? Because it might be even too late. Even if they don't give him a chance in this day and age, it's still going to equal up the views. And in this day and age, this is a clout chasing day and age, right? So guess what? This is hence they came with this term. All publicity is good publicity, right? So somebody could say something bad about you, and it works to your benefit, as well as somebody saying something good about you. And that's the thing about these times. That's why you see a lot of people clout chasing, a lot of people out there, and they're throwing themselves out there and they're compromising their morality and compromising their integrity, because they know at the end of the day, it's still going to result in getting paid. It's still going to result in clout, because at the end of the day, you got other people leaving comments. You got people, I'm pretty sure Tut Tarantino probably didn't have all those eyes on him prior to his father saying that. So Tut Tarantino, if he's a wise kid, He should thank his pops. Matter of fact, you should buy Michael Irvin a gift, all right? Because your father just gave you a free promo run. Now, I'm curious to know how you guys feel about that. You guys let me know in the comment section. Should Tut Tarantino continue with his rap career, or should he just stop it where he's at right now? All right, for so-called cappity cap. And if you're saying that he should stop because he's capping, then there's a lot of rappers that have yet to be exposed that need to stop also. And we're gonna stay on this subject because this is a segue. All right, we're speaking about rappers and people pursuing their rap career. All right, now moving right along. You guys know there's an infamous man that goes by the name of what's his man name again? Charleston White. All right. Now, Mr. Charleston White, he spoke the other day on Say Cheese. Shout out to Say Cheese. That's a big platform, all right? Doing a lot of views over there too. Now, Mr. Charleston White, he said something on the platform that it struck me, right? Because I know a lot of friends. I got a lot of peoples out there. I know a lot of dudes out here, men and women, but majority men that are over 30 and they're still rapping, all right? Now, Charleston White said, if you're over 30, you need to stop rapping. Basically, if anybody out there that's over 30, Charleston White saying you guys need to stop rapping. Now, when I thought about that, I had to really reflect on that because there is some validity to what he's saying, right? You're getting older in age, right? Opportunities decreasing. So there is some validity to that. But what I wasn't in agreement with is you got to remember, faith and dedication moves mountains. I'm going to say this again. Faith and dedication moves mountains, right? Keep in mind, Rick Ross was about to stop rapping. Ross got on probably like after 10 years in the rap game. This is all said. This is out there. This information is out there. It came out of his mouth. Imagine if Rick Ross stopped rapping. Imagine if Rick Ross had stopped rapping like Charleston White is saying. Now, keep in mind, Rick Ross, you see him with jet planes right now. Shout out to Ricky. Shout out to Rose. Keep in mind, Rose has the biggest mansion on the East Coast, the biggest pool. He has Holyfield's old mansion. Once again, I always reiterate that. Keep in mind. All right. Rick Ross has a mansion on Star Island. Keep in mind. Rick Ross has Bel Air. Keep in mind. I think he's about to purchase a yacht too. So imagine if Ross had stopped rapping. Imagine that. You guys got to keep in mind, faith and dedication moves mountains. Nobody can tell you if you're going to make it or you're not going to make it out here. You got to believe in yourself more than people believe in you. If nobody believes in you, you should believe in yourself. All right. That's when the magic happens. You can't stop. That's why they say whatever you do, you have to do it from the heart. You got to love what you're doing. Because if you love what you're doing, like saying what I'm doing right now with podcasting, even when you're not getting paid, you're still going to show up to the job. Nobody has to pay me to do this. I come to speak to the people. Don't nobody got to pay me to do this right here. Though I do want to get paid for it, right? So once again, if you're beyond 30 and you're still rapping, I wouldn't tell you stop rapping. If that's your passion, if that's what you're good at, if that's what motivates you, if that's what you put in all your work and time, if you're dedicated to this and you have sweat equity in this, don't stop rapping. Keep rapping. But what I think the biggest concern is, are you handling your business? If you're over 30 and you're still pursuing a rap career, are you taking care of your family? I think that's the biggest concern. Are you still paying your bills? I think that's a big concern. How does your wife and kids feel about this? Are you neglecting your responsibilities? I think that's the concern. You rapping after 30, that's not the biggest concern. We're concerned about, are you handling your business? Because you could be at young in age, you don't have all those responsibilities, right? When you're a teenager, you don't have all these responsibilities. So you can afford to rap. But once you exceed past 30, you start approaching that threshold of 30, you probably have kids at that point. You probably have a significant other at that point, right? So you got to take care of your woman and you have to take care of your kids. So if you're rapping past 30, I think the biggest concern would be to make sure that your family is taken care of, not that you're rapping. Because if the rapping is conflicting and interfering with you handling your business and you're neglecting your people, then we might say slow down rapping, right? But if you rap and you pass 30 and this is what you love and this is a true art for you, and you pour your sweat equity, you pour your blood, sweat, and tears into that, I wouldn't stop rapping. But this is what it is, right? This is what faith come in. Because if somebody like Charleston White is able to tell you stop rapping at the age of 30 and you start rapping, I think you should stop rapping because you're listening to other people, right? If you let somebody's opinion of you influence your next decision, that shows how weak of a person you are. And in order to be a rapper, you can't be weak. In order to achieve certain things in life, you cannot be weak. All right. There's certain things in life that come easy, but the things that come hard have the best reward, right? There's a reason why it comes hard, because the reward on the other end of that is great. So it takes dedication. It takes extreme dedication. So if you're rapping past 30, don't stop rapping. Keep doing your thing. Don't let nobody discourage you. But if you're a person that's easy to discourage, stop fucking rapping. Because it takes courageousness. You have to be courageous in order to be a rapper. You got to be resilient in order to be a rapper. All right? You got to have thick skin, very resilient. You have to have courage. All right? And there's something where I read what says, okay, courage is not having the strength to complete the task. But courage is when you don't have the strength and you continue on, right? So when you don't have the strength and you still push forward, that's courage right there. So the people that are pushing their agenda, the people that are pursuing this rap career, just continue to be courageous, man, and continue to pursue your craft, pursue your dream. Don't let nobody knock you off of your dream. So we're not going to stay there too long, right? Now, this is another segue. You guys saw what I read about Spotify. Listen, man. Listen. Hold up. Let me get my tambourine. Listen, man, it's sad right now. Okay, you guys, they got people out here that's running up the numbers. They saying a fraud out there, right? With the whole streaming game, fraud and all that. I don't want to go into the logistics of what people are doing, right? Because we ain't knocking nobody hustle. I want everybody to eat out here. I ain't trying to stop no sweat out here. But listen, they're saying they're cracking down on that, right? What Spotify is saying, if you don't make a certain amount of streams, you're not getting paid no longer. All right. And this is to combat people that are fraud, that are committing fraud with their streams. All right. Just to bring that to people's attention out here. But when there's a will, there's a way, man. You know, things are always gonna happen. You're always gonna have to adjust. One thing I'm gonna say about that Jouet gang, I'm gonna say that, man, people are always gonna find a loophole in everything. So as much as they try to patch things up, as much as they try to restrain people from doing certain things, people are always gonna find a loophole inside this game. So I just want to salute to everybody that's fucking the game, everybody that's jointing the game. Shout out to y'all. Keep it up. But they are changing the rules to stream it at Spotify. And I'm pretty sure that's probably gonna set a new precedence, and everybody's probably gonna follow Spotify's lead with that, right? I don't want to go too much into that because you already know we definitely don't want to, what's the name? We definitely don't want to give anybody no ideas. And this platform, the reason I don't speak about certain things in detail is because when you give up so much detail, you rank the game for everybody else. So just street shit, just me doing my duty. I ain't gonna rank the game. I'm not gonna show nobody the game and point out certain things and fuck up the game for everybody else. So let's move right along. That's enough of that. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Busta Rhymes. All right, hold up, man. I need some horns for Busta Rhymes. Yo, shout out to Busta Rhymes. Listen, my G, Busta Rhymes is dropping a new project, okay? Big up, man. Wait up, man. I ain't gonna lie. We can't even stop. We gotta applaud Busta Rhymes. Facts. We gotta applaud Busta Rhymes. Listen, Busta Rhymes is dropping a new project, okay? Now, Busta Rhymes, the thing about this project, it's an amazing project. And this is why I'm gonna say I haven't even heard the project as of yet, obviously. But this is why I'm anticipating as being a major project. This project they can't go wrong with this project, okay? And there's a reason why I'm saying this, you guys. Busta Rhymes has a new project, and you wouldn't believe the producers that he's gonna have helping him produce this project. Now, Busta Rhymes got three legendary producers on his new project, all right? One being Swiss Beats. So you know Swiss Beats, that's responsible for the beats that came under Rough Riders with DMX and things of that nature. That's a big super producer. So shout out to Swiss Beats. Also, he has Timbaland on the project. So not just Swiss Beats he has on the project, he has Timbaland producing on Busta Rhymes' new project. But it doesn't stop there. There's a third producer, all right? They have Pharrell on the project. My G, you got to clap it up for Busta Rhymes. Hold up, man. Shout out to Busta Rhymes, yo. To have those three mega producers on a project is amazing, bro. I want to give a big shout out to Busta Rhymes. I could imagine the result of that, having those three producers. Has anybody ever even did that in the space of hip hop, right? Forgive me if I'm wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Has anybody had three major producers on one project? I'm talking about, it's one thing if you get one beat from somebody or one beat from somebody else, but I think they're all three of them collectively are executive producing Busta Rhymes' new project. Okay, now we got to give Busta Rhymes his flowers. Busta Rhymes deserves all the flowers in the world. First of all, Busta Rhymes is a hard act to follow. I don't know who's gonna be able to fill Busta Rhymes' shoes if he was to leave the game. Busta Rhymes is an amazing artist. So if anybody deserves that type of cadence, being catered to, if anybody deserves that type of support, Busta Rhymes deserves that type of support. God, listen, Swiss Beats, Timbaland, Pharrell Williams on one project, man. Shout out to Busta Rhymes, man. Busta Bust, like I said, Busta Bust is the king of affirmation. If you know Busta Bust, anytime he speaks to people, he's always giving them the words of encouragement and speaking affirmation, speaking things into existence, all right? So he's the master manifester. Shout out to Busta Rhymes, bro, on that new project, and we waiting on that new project. I remember the project Extinction Level event, whatever. That shit was fire too, man. Shout out to Bust, man. Big fan of Busta Rhymes, all right? Now, you guys, make sure you guys are hitting that like button, like I said before. All right, don't be a ninja watcher. It's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's a hater. And you definitely want to be one of these. Like I always say, that's a peeping Tom. And if you've never been to jail, you won't find out what they do to peeping Toms. But I hope you're not a peeping Tom, all right? And we call this wiping your feet on the rug. Everybody should hit the like button. I need everybody to share this podcast. Whoever's on here, you guys need to be sharing this. I don't care if we got 50 people in the building. I don't care if we got one person in the building. I need everybody to share this podcast. Now, moving right along. Once again, I'm the incomparable, the author, imitator, cannot be duplicated, the one that they style from. All right. And I'm elected the appointed voice of the streets. And this is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Welcome to episode number 58. All right. Powered by L.O.T.S approved media. Hold up. Now we got some more stuff to talk about. Let's talk about some more things. Hold up, champ. Oh, we're gonna speak about Jay-Z. Now, Jay-Z was on CBS. We're gonna speak about Jay-Z. Let's speak about this one thing, man. This is crazy. All right, you guys. I don't know if you guys seen the news. There was a mother who spent over 7 months searching for her missing son, and discovers that the police killed and buried him without telling her. Now, this is crazy. We're not gonna stay too long on it. It's just I don't want you guys to put yourself in this lady's shoes. All right. This lady was looking for her son. All right. Her beloved son. She's searching the earth for her son. Now, after 7 months of no success of searching for her son, she finally finds out that her son was actually killed. All right. This lady's son was actually killed and he was buried. Unbeknownst to her, she was never told that her son was buried and killed. Now, the son died subsequently from the hands of an officer. So the police actually killed her son, allegedly, okay? And I'm gonna say allegedly, for my safety. The lady said that she even had to buy her son back from the state. Now imagine you searching for your kid. Imagine you searching for your loved one and you can't find your loved one. And then you come to find out that your loved one is actually murdered by police. And your loved one is actually buried and you wasn't invited to the funeral. You was never notified that your son was killed. That's some foul play right there. Very foul play. Now, in these situations, man, a lot of times when injustice occurs, people are financially compensated, right? So I can imagine this lady's probably going to get some M's. She's probably going to get some money behind this. But is that enough? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A lot of situations where I see men that are wrongfully incarcerated, you see the men that be doing 20 years and then they find out this man never did what the crime that he actually did and they compensate him with millions. Those millions is not worth it. Let me tell you guys, the people that are getting money compensation, money can't buy freedom, all right? Money, you can never compare money to freedom. So what I'm trying to say is, for you to do 20 years in jail and then to come out and get a couple of M's, what does that do that for you, right? Because they robbed you of you being around your family. They robbed you of producing, having kids out here and continuing your lineage. There's so many things that they're robbing you of. You can't get back the pain that was caused to your family by you not being there. Right? The nights that your mama and your kids and your girl and your family was crying, the misery that it caused by you being incarcerated for something that you did not do. So now this lady actually lose her son to the system in an ill way, right? Once again, her son was murdered by police. She was never notified, and the son was buried. She wasn't even invited to no funeral or nothing. That's amazing. This story is an amazing story, and I think that somebody needs to do a movie behind this, right? The lady, she even to the point she had to buy back her son from the state. Now, I'm going to read a little bit more into this. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more things that are disclosed in the future, but I just want to bring that to everybody's attention. And I just want to make that known that money is not always going to compensate for the misery. The misery that this lady is going to experience and the misery that this lady did experience, there's not enough money in the world that's going to compensate for that. I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm pretty sure she will accept that money. I'm pretty sure she's going to accept that money like you and I would accept that money. But nonetheless, you can't buy back your life. There's no amount of money that can bring back your health. There's no amount of money that can bring a dead man back to life. All right? There's no amount of money that can remove that stress and the pain, the stress and the damage that stress and pain does to your body. There's no amount of money that can compensate for that. People are locked up, fathers that are locked up and unable to raise their children. The influence that you could have had on your child and the trajectory that your child goes in. Because a lot of times you got kids that are growing up in single parent homes because their father's incarcerated. So imagine the kids that experience all those trials and tribulations as kids, right? The mental infliction, the psychological issues that people have subsequently because their people are incarcerated. All right. So once again, getting money from the state, it still doesn't suffice. It still doesn't suffice. But nonetheless, I know she will accept that money like all of us would. But I just want to speak about that. All right. Now, you guys, let's move right along to the next subject. Once again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. All right. This is a big conversation right here. All right. All right. Everybody's speaking about this meeting with Jay-Z. This is all over the internet, and I've seen more people are chiming in. Rick Ross chimed in. Ray J has chimed in also. All right. You got civilians chiming in. Now the question is, would you rather have $500,000 or a meeting with Jay-Z? Now hold up. I know a lot of people that are broke, and the first thing you're gonna say is, yes, I would take the money. So that's a no-brainer. And I think you should take the money if you don't have no money at all. But you got some people that are not that desperate. And what Ray J said is, Ray J said relationships are worth more than money. All right? Let me see what Ray J says he would take a meeting with Jay-Z rather than 500, stating relationships are way more valuable than money. Now, you got to let that sit for a little bit. Let that sit. Let that shit settle in. Relationships are more valuable than money. Let me tell you something. Money can't flip itself. Money cannot flip itself. Though money is vital, right? Money can get you in places that your face can't just get you in. But money's not the end all be all. Valuable relationships. Why? There's a reason I agree. This is why I agree with Ray J. Because you can go broke, but depending on those relationships that you have with certain people, that could put you back in a position to get money again, right? I'm going to say this again. You can go broke. It takes money to make money, but you have to have a system of flipping your money, right? But the relationships that you have with people, there's value in that, because certain people that you know can put you back in a position to win. So I definitely agree with Ray J in that regard. All right. Now a lot of other people would beg to differ, but I'm gonna agree with Ray J. So, but asking me, even with that being said, I would take the money. I would definitely take the 5, because I'm not in a position not to take the money. But if I had if I had money, like Ross said, even Rick Ross said that he would prefer to have that meeting with Jay as opposed to taking the money, right? Now look at a person like Rick Ross. Think about the moves that he's making, in the economy right now. Rick Ross is at the forefront of hip hop, all right? He's one of the top generators, revenue generators in hip hop. He's one of the top marketers in hip hop. You see what's going on with Bel Air. You see what's going on with the mansion. He even monetized his own home, the mansion. All right. So Ross said the value of the conversation that he would have with Jay-Z, he said it would be well, I don't know how to break it down, but he just said within the first 10 minutes, he probably would have made a couple of meals out of the first 10 minutes. He said about halfway through the conversation, he would have been at a quarter billion. And I'm paraphrasing right now, but what he's trying to say is, as that conversation progressed, he's saying that's going to end up to be $1 billion conversation, or at least a $500 million conversation. And one would have to agree with Rick Ross, just judging by Ross's track record. All right. So would you take the 500 or would you not? Me, myself, I would take it. But if I was in a position with just a little bit more stable position, if my money was a little bit more like that, I would take the conversation with Jay-Z. I agree with that. And I agree with Ray J. Relationships are more valuable than money. Yes, I agree with that. I get money, I understand. But one thing I'm going to tell you, as an earner, money can't flip itself. All right. And when you get money, one of your main objectives is to establish relationships with important people when you get money. That is one of your main concerns of getting money, right? Definitely, man. So shout out to Ray J, shout out to Rick Ross, and nonetheless, shout out to Jay-Z. That part. L.O.T.S approved media. Now, you guys, we running it down. Shout out to Meek Mill once again. Meek Mill got his record cleared. All right? Meek Mill got his record cleared. Now, I want to end off with this. Now, listen. There's a list that's going around. There's a list going around that women have created, all right? Women created a list of certain places that they don't want to go on a first date. There's a list going around that these women, they accumulate a list of places that they will not go on a first date. Now, let me see. I'm trying to see if I have this list here, because I found this to be very, very amusing, all right? Hold on one moment. You guys, make sure you guys hit that like button also, okay? Bada bing, bada bang. Hold up, let me see. But let me tell you something. I think Olive Garden was on the list. There's a lot of different places. But they left no room to take a woman on a first date. Now, my whole thing is, women are getting more and more harder to please. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I don't know. And these are actually, I don't know who actually claimed accumulate this list. I don't know if it was black women or white women or a collective. But once again, they created a list of places that women would not go on the first date. Now, I got the list right here. Okay, these are the places that women would not go on a first date. Cheesecake Factory, all right? Cheesecake Factory. And I think this started with the Cheesecake Factory. Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies. They ain't even down with the movies no more. All right, your house. So it's no just inviting a woman to your house on that first date. So you know how I play. You heard? That part. Any fast food chain, that's a given. All right, Buffalo Wild Wings. I understand that. Wingstop. Shout out to Ross, but I understand that. Red Lobster. Well, Red Lobster is kind of played out in this day and age, right? Now, a buffet. I agree with that. IHOP. I agree with that. Denny's. The gym. Now, hold up with the gym. I think the gym is a great place to take a woman on a first date, because sometimes you want to see what a woman's head's at, right? You want to see how genuine she is. Because inviting a woman somewhere to taking a woman somewhere to eat, that's a no-brainer. A woman cannot like you and still take you up on that offer. So I don't see nothing. I don't see the gym as a bad place to take a woman on a first date. But let's keep going. All right. Now, church. They said church. Church is a great place to take a woman on a first date, because once again, you want to see where she's genuinely at heart. If a woman's willing to go to church with you, That's something that's saying something. Now, not all women are going to go with you to church, because what is that? That's a lot of pressure, right? Because you don't want, that's kind of like marriage and things of that nature. She's probably going to think, oh, this man is looking for a wife. And you don't really necessarily want to tell a woman or implement that in the beginning, right? But I agree with that slightly. Starbucks, I agree with not Starbucks. Okay. Coffee dates. I don't do coffee, right? But that's a wobbler for me. All right, now ice cream dates. I understand that. Family functions. Now you might want to invite a woman to a family function if your family function is like that. I agree with family functions, right? And you want to see how a woman can correspond with your family, how she works out with your family, right? How she can interact with your family. Because a lot of times when you have a woman, you wondering to see if she can interact with your family, but it might be a little bit too early for a first date. So I agree with them. You don't want to bring a woman to a family event for the first date. I agree with that. Now, last but not least, let me see. Movie night. Like I said, Netflix and chill, Hulu, etc. I don't see nothing wrong with a Netflix and chill. That's a great first date for me. I understand that. Now, there's like 5 more. Somewhere that requires a long drive. A long drive is kind of good, but you don't want to be stuck in a car with a woman on the first date, because she might not have no conversation for you. Now you're stuck in this car in this long trip with this woman. Y'all might not have that type of rapport, have that type of chemistry. Now guess what? You're stuck in the car with this woman. So I agree with that. This is a great list. Okay, bowling. Bowling can be fun. You might want to take a woman to go bowling. I think bowling's a great experience, especially activities like that. Those are fun activities. So I'm not against the bowling, right? Now, once again, this list is supposed to be places that women do not want to go on the first date. Let me see. Nightclubs. I understand that. A lot of women don't want to go to nightclubs, right? You got some women that work at the nightclub, so they definitely don't want to go right back to work. And the nightclub is not an intimate setting, so I agree with that. A nightclub may not be the first place to go on a first date, but sometimes a woman might suggest going to a nightclub. Because a lot of times I take women to the strip club on a first date. But don't follow me, right? Don't follow me. I'm not the greatest example. All right. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Hookah bar. I'm not even a fan of hookahs, but I don't see why you wouldn't take it to a hookah bar. What's wrong with a hookah bar? So as you see, there's a lot of places that women are saying that they don't want to go on a first date. They don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to go to church. They don't want a hookah bar, right? They don't want to go to no Netflix and chill. All right. And there's 3 more places. All right. A bar for just drinks. Waffle House, and sports events. Now, a bar for just drinks, a bar might be a great place to go on a first date. I don't see what's wrong with that. I don't see what's wrong with taking a woman to a bar on a first date, right? Go grab a little drink. Sometimes that sip of a drink, it relaxes you. And you know, a drunk mind speaks a sober tongue. So maybe she might just start speaking her mind, and she might be able to drop this fake facade, right? She can be more herself and be more vulnerable because she's drinking, as well as you're going to be vulnerable when you're drinking. So that might be a great place to take a woman on a first date. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, Waffle House. You definitely don't want to take no woman to Waffle House, all right? That's low budget. But in Atlanta, they might do the Waffle House, right? But I'm not taking a woman the first day on to the Waffle House. But last but not least, a sporting event. Now, I don't see nothing wrong with taking a woman to a sporting event. Sports is something that everybody enjoys, right? It's not too much. It's not going to be too much conversation, because sometimes on a date, you want a slight bit of distraction. You don't just want to be in each other's face for the whole time, right? So the sporting event can be entertaining, and in between plays, you could be speaking to her and building that rapport for her. So I don't see taking a woman to a sporting event on the first day as something bad. What's wrong with taking a woman to a Dolphins game? What's wrong with taking a woman to a Heat game on the first date, right? Maybe some women could tell me the difference, but I wouldn't know. But nonetheless, those are the places that women are considering not going. Women don't want to go on the first date, all right? We just went through a whole list of places that women don't want to go on the first date. So, gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, we as men, it's getting harder to please these women. But once again, can't live with them, can't live without them. So we have to adjust, right? We're gonna have to adjust. Maybe we're not gonna meet all their demands, but the women are speaking, right? And this is their time, right? And I heard what's the name? Blueface said something, and I'm gonna end off with this. Blueface said, right now, you gotta have money to date a broke bitch. In these days and times, right? You got to have money to date a broke woman in these days and times. And I'm going to leave it at that, all right? L.O.T.S approved media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 58. Once again, I'm the incomparable, the often imitated, cannot be duplicated, the one that's they style from, the elected, the appointed, voice of the streets, all right? This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media, and this is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Welcome to episode number 58. That part. Yo, let me get some horn. That part. With that being said, you guys, I want you guys to enjoy the weekend. All right. And by the grace of God, we're able to meet up today, and hopefully we'll be able to meet up next Friday. You guys, make sure you guys go to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribing to the channel. Make sure you guys are sharing this from YouTube. Everybody should be watching this from YouTube so we can get those YouTube numbers up. With that part. With that being said, let me get some outro music right now, bro. Bada bing, bada bang. Now, L.O.T.S approved media. This is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Once again, you guys enjoy the weekend. Be safe for the weekend. Do me a favor, everybody be safe. I want to see everybody back here on Friday once again. All right, by the grace of God, whoever your God is. All right, the Most High, the ultimate, that part. And like I always say, the man that says he can't, he can't. The man that says he can, he can. It's all in your head, brother. You manifest what you want in life, all right? That being said, I'm out. L.O.T.S approved media. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 58.